Hello everyone, Nadezhda here, and today I am showing you a tool that makes Navisworks to Revit workflow way faster and much more efficient. Now this tool usually costs $30 a year, but I have partnered up with a developer to get you guys a special discount of 66%. If you use BIMtonic code at the checkout, you will get this tool for only $10 a year, so let's jump in and see how it works. In my Navisworks I have created 3 different tests, and if you needed the tutorial for the entire process of how to export the Navisworks models from Revit and how to import them and how to create these tests, I will post the video in the description below. But now let's just create report from these tests, and I will go to report tab and I will choose the contents I want to show in my report. And in the report type I will choose all tests combined so I can export all of my tests. And in the report format I will choose the XML because that's the format that works with our tool, and I will click in the end Write Report. Now let's just wait for a couple of minutes until it exports the report. And now that the report is exported, I will go to Revit and I will go to MU Tech tab and I will activate the class tracker. Let's just get it to be somewhere around here. And the first thing we have to do is we have to import our file. I click on import and I import the test I have just created. I click open and now we get all of these 3 tests in Revit, and as you can see you can enter any of these tests and you can see how many clashes it has. And the best thing about this tool is that you can enter any of these tests and you can click on any of these clashes. Once you click on each clash, you get the instant section box of a clash and you instantly see how these elements looks and which elements clash. And now you have a couple of the options in this tool, and the first option is highlighting the elements, and as you can see this option gives you the different colors of the clashing elements, and you can also hide other elements in Revit, and this hides everything else and only leaves the clashing elements visible. You can also click the select in Revit and this will select all of the clashing elements. As you can see, this is a very time-saving tool because you do not have to do this manually, you do not have to copy the ID and then paste it in Revit to search for the clash. Everything is done instantly. I will just uncheck this option and I will leave only the highlight elements option. And as you can see, you can do it instantly for all of these other clashes. We can now select this clash, we can work around it, and we can see what to do with it. And once we have decided what to do with this clash, we can actually change its status directly in this tool. We can say, for example, approved, resolved, or anything else. And once we have done this, you can see that this little dot beside the clash becomes green, and we also get the status changed in the status bar in the clash tests. Once we have updated that, we can use the recenter tool to get the clash back to its original state. And you can do this element by element, but actually this tool has a very handy option of changing the bulk status of elements. For example, if I want to change all of these, or if I want to select some specific elements, I can actually change the bulk status, for example, to resolved. And that way, when I click apply, everything changes. So you don't have to do these status changes one by one. You can actually do it in batch if that's what you need. And you can also click on the green triangle to expand the clash elements properties. And here you can see the detailed information of each of the clashing elements. You get the element ID, you get the element category, type, name, and file. And another very handy option is you can actually search the clashes of the specific element. If you have some elements that are more important than others and you want to see if anything clashes with them specifically, you can actually just copy the ID of the element you want to see. For example, let's choose this floor, and you can paste your ID here and click on search. And once you click that, you can actually see all of the clashes of this specific floor. This is very useful because sometimes you will want to pay special attention to some elements. I will go back to clash 2, and once you have decided to reset this, you can simply click on reset, and that way everything goes back to the default settings. It is also very important to note that this tool is available in 13 languages. So all of these languages that are available for Revit installation will work with this tool, so it is very handy in case you don't know English. And in the end, once you have done all of that, you can simply click export, and this allows you to save this test somewhere and then continue working on it later on. Now I've saved this element and I get the export complete window, and now I can actually close this window. And once I start it again, I can simply click import and import the updated test to continue working. And as you can see now, all of my progress is updated, so you can actually save your files and continue working later on. And one feature that I would love to see in this tool in the future would be assignments tab in the clash tracker, because that way we could easily assign the clash to somebody else and we wouldn't have to go out of the tracker for doing all of these tasks, and I would love to see that in this tool later on. As you can see, this tool is a big time saver. This can actually save you a lot of time, especially if you do these clash tests very often. This is an amazing tool and it will make your life much easier. As I said in the beginning, if you use BIMtonic code at the checkout, you will get this tool for only $10 a year, and that is actually very good price. So if you have any questions, if there are anything you want to know about this tool, ask in the comments below, and thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye!